So next up on our list is Ty Adcock, who finished the year with zero point 0.1 WAR, another member of the zero point 0.1. We're just so excited to be in the positives. We're so excited to be in those positives, baby. Before we talk about Ty Adcock and what he could be for the Mariners in 2024, let's thank the good people of Simply Seattle for what they're doing in 2023 and years before that, and I'm sure years after, providing the very best in Seattle sports gear. Great stuff for the Mariners, the Seahawks, the Kraken, the Huskies, the Cougars, the Storm, the Sounders. You can find it all at simplyseattle.com. Once you find all that good stuff, use code MOLLYWOP15 because that's going to take 15% off your order. MOLLYWHOP15. There is a link in the description, but can't recommend it enough. It helps us. It helps Simply Seattle. It helps you. It's that ultimate Michael Scott win-win-win thing. So yeah, simplyseattle.com. Thank you very much. So Ty Adcock, probably you don't remember that he made 12 appearances for the team. And I really could have included him in that glut of guys that we did remember him? He was a Seattle Mariner because you didn't see him. I think you saw him for like one appearance after the second half. I know he got sent down right around mid-July. It doesn't matter. But he did make 12 appearances, and I think he did a pretty good job. A 3.45 ERA, and say what you will about ERA for a reliever, but this is a results-oriented business, and for the most part, the results were good. A 11-0 strikeout to walk ratio, didn't walk a single batter, did allow 4 home runs, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I also think it's worth pointing out his minor league numbers. He pitched in 19 games, all for, I believe, Everett and in Double-A as well. Either way, 1.74 ERA over that time frame. 22-5 strikeout to walk ratio. Very solid minor league numbers, to say the least. I like Ty Adcock. And I think the Mariners do too, because they've had a lot of roster change since July. A lot of chances to move guys off the 40-man roster. And they have not done that with Ty Adcock, which I think tells you that they do think that this guy has a chance to be a pretty solid reliever. And I think he has the stuff for it. A guy who uses his slider a lot, but also has a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Neither of those pitches is elite. We're not talking about plus anywhere, but above average. Good enough to get hitters out, and throws he throws both of his pitches for strikes. Now, we've talked about it a few times. There is a difference between control and command. And Adcock has pretty darn good control, obviously. Doesn't have great command. And look, he doesn't walk anybody. And he got hitters to swing at pitches outside of the strike zone 33.3% of the time, which is really good. That is a very strong number. But he also, 51.1% of his contact was hard hit, 14.9% barrel rate, doesn't generate ground balls, didn't get a lot of Ks, as we just talked about, even with a very good fastball and a very, very usable slider. I also think it's worth pointing out, though, that one of the reasons these numbers don't look as great is remember how the Seattle Mariners used Ty Adcock, because there were so many times that this guy got into games where the Mariners were either up by 5 or down by 5. And obviously there's some differences between the two, and maybe even some differences outside of the two. Either way, the Mariners were tasking Ty Adcock with throwing strikes and getting the game over with. I don't know if the kids still say understood the assignment or not, or if they truly ever did. But Ty Adcock understood the assignment. He knew what his job was, and his job was to throw strikes, eat innings, and get the heck home. And he did a pretty darn good job of that. Now, do I think Ty Adcock is a future 9th-inning arm or 8th-inning arm in traditional formats? No. I don't think he's a high-leverage reliever. But I think he's usable as like a 6th-inning, 7th-inning arm for sure. And I think he will compete for one of those bullpen spots, assuming he's healthy. Here's the thing about Ty Adcock. He did not throw a pitch after the month of July. And there was very little information given. It could be shut down. Could have been just the Mariners saying, we've seen enough from you, big boy. and he's not that big, 6 foot, 213 pounds. But maybe the Mariners decided that. There could have also been an injury. There could be something I'm completely missing. But I Googled a bunch and talked to some folks before I started recording this, and they don't know. Probably could have talked to a few more people if I'm being honest with you, but nobody gave me concrete answers on Ty Adcock. Like, nobody said, oh, this is obvious or this was an injury. And heck, I work for a baseball aggregate website where we type up news, and we don't have a whole lot of information about Ty Adcock either. So assuming he's healthy, I think he's going to compete for one of those final relief spots. And then you kind of play the numbers game here. Like, you're not making him a reliever over Munoz or Brash or Topa, probably not over Spire. Arms like that, you're not putting Ty Adcock in over. Prelander Baroa, though, I think that'll be a battle. And some Caleb Ort, he'll battle with him. He'll battle with a few of these other guys to be that 13th pitcher to open the roster. And I'll root for him because I think outside of Baroa, he's probably that next best option. I mean, this is not a future star, but I think when we look back on what he did last year, quietly, he did a pretty darn good job for the Seattle Mariners as a rookie who made the jump from Double-A. Not the sexiest profile to talk about, if I'm completely honest with you, but did his job. And again, if people still say it, he definitely understood the assignment. You think Adcock is a part of the Mariners in 2024? Do you want Adcock to be a part of the Mariners for 2024? I'll say this. I would not be surprised if Ty Adcock is pitching meaningful baseball games. I will not be surprised if Ty Adcock is designated for assignment at some point. There's a wide range of results that can happen here when you're this type of pitcher. When you're not an elite reliever, but you're also too darn good to just designate for assignment as well. So yeah, be curious to see, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think. If Ty Adcock is someone you're excited about, excited being a relative term. It's a middle reliever. Come on. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Really appreciate your guys' support. Yeah, Ty Adcock. You forgot about him, didn't you?